Hello. Today we'll be continuing with Shelter. Last time we began the evening scene. So Luke, Burry, Max, and Woon went to the baths to get ready for the skies ablaze. And throughout most of the scene, the night scene, while they were in the baths, there's just them swimming and have a good time and play games, and some of them kissing each other, some of them giving massages and drinking wine and drinking shots, and just making games where you drink it. Depending on how well you do the game, depending on how well you answer, you drink as many shots as you want. Stuff like that. So throughout most of the scene, everything was good and everybody was happy, enjoying a good time. And right before the scene started, there was a scene that showed the computer screen for the Skies Ablaze. That's supposed in the turret. That was supposed to say off Skies Ablaze, and that computer jingle, that computer little music the computer makes when something is wrong, and the message appears on the computer. Well, that scene right there pretty much gave me an idea what's going to happen. Basically, what I knew from that scene is that something bad is going to happen. That it's not going to suit. Either the Skyscraper is not going to suit, or it's going to malfunction or do something else completely. But certainly, that scene indicated that something wrong is going to happen. Something wrong is going to happen, and something's going to go bad. So they will have a good time, and Teak shows up in there. He's drunk, and then he goes on a tirade about them having Luke there, and that he doesn't belong to be there in the shelter. Then Max got angry with Teak and then yells at him about the way he treats Luke. And then Woon tells Teak to leave, which he does. And instead of talking to Luke about how he was doing after that tirade, they essentially felt bad for Teak, and Max said he was going to apologize to Teak for yelling at him. That got Luke angry because instead of coming to his aid, they decided to rather go to Teak's aid because they, instead of them talking to Luke about how he was feeling after being berated by Luke, they felt more concerned about Luke and how he's feeling after being rebuked by Max. So that got Luke angry, and he yelled at all of them for siding with Teak and not having his back. And all of a sudden, the turret malfunctioned and all the electricity and shelter were off. So we're about to continue the night scene and see what happens next. I spent my whole youth following other people's commands. I never thought for myself. I did what I thought was better than me. That was my whole life. I told you earlier that story from my childhood where we stole books from the library. I said I did not want to set up the mood from the ending because it was a sad one, correct? You remember I told you about it, right? One day I got upset with my brothers, and I admitted everything to the caretakers. I betrayed all my brother's trust, and not for a good reason at all. I believe that was the right thing to do, to be an obedient dog. Everyone was punished but me. Unsurprisingly, my brothers never forgave me. It's not like I did not understand what I did. I feel the same. Ever since the day of the punishment, I had that brand of shame and regret forever is in my heart. For many, many years after that, way deep to my adulthood, I thought about that day every time I lay in bed to sleep. But I could not turn back time. With that choice I have and to find a world to be lonelier and more painful to everyone than I should have been. That's why I lost myself in the pursuit of knowledge. Anything to occupy my mind and to gain approval of the people above me. Was the caretakers in our monastery. Then the royal officials. Year after year, I climbed the ladder of scholarship hierarchy. I was praised for that. I did not care what it was they wanted of me. I would simply comply. Even when they needed me, even when they needed us to perform research on living subjects, I did not bat an eye. No, not subjects, people. Thinking, living, feeling people. Many of them were our fellow canines. But that did not matter. I did what was better than me. I never ever shed a single tear for any of them. Until the day they brought in one of my monastery brothers onto the table and Burry stutters and gulps nervously, but his expression doesn't change. I wonder why he's telling me all that now. I know it's past more or less. Some of the details seem fuzzy, but I still clearly remember the state Burry was in when we first met. Obeying other people's expectations instead of creating his own agency led him astray. When he finally realized his mistakes, it was already too late. What is he trying to tell me by recounting all of that? But you already know the story. Or, at the very least, you once did. Maybe you don't anymore. He takes a deep breath to calm himself down before he continues. Luke, I did not wish for you to live in regrets of following other people's expectations, not your own will. That is not living at all. But neither will I pretend to know what is best for you. All I can do is support whatever you decide is right. Wherever you go, you have my full support. He stays silent and stares at me with patient expectancy. It takes him more for his words to seep into my mind. Me? Leaving shelter? No way, how could he even say something like that? The very thought of it makes me feel. Luke, why are you looking at me like that? I mean what I say. I'm not testing you, I swear. You wish to leave and turn a new leaf, then. Are you out of your damn mind? Huh? Why are you angry at me? I'm only saying that if you feel like you do not find any more satisfaction, then stop. Why are you doing this? What? Supporting you? No, you're not supporting me. Maybe you think you are, but you're wrong. I know you're not trying to test or guilt trip me either. But what you are doing right now is putting all the blame on me. Like everything that is happening right now is because of my whim or something. No, of course not. Luke. Oh, goodness me. Oh, no. You're right. You're absolutely right. But that was not my intention. I swear, listen. You told me your story just now, and I guess what you tried to tell me was follow your own path and not other people's expectations, right? Well, I saw a completely different moral in it. That is, don't betray your friends. Huh. You know I love shelter. I love all the dogs. Yes. Of course it would be easy to just throw it all away and go live in a cabin in the woods or whatever. But do you really think that would make me or anyone happy? Maybe I am a slave to my role, but there is a reason why I had surrendered myself to all that in the first place, right? It's not like someone forced me into that. It's not like I'm being a selfless moral but suffering for you or anything. I start and continue doing all of this for myself, for very selfish reasons. Because seeing all you happy makes me happy, because this is something great and special that only I can do. But regardless how much I care about shelter, this love once then was so one-sided, all because of differences between us that we can never overcome. That's not true. Yes, it is. Oh yes, or at the very least you could know, but maybe at one point you simply decided to turn a blind eye to that. You are a canine. You can do things I can't. You can feel my emotions with your racial ability, the canine empathy. That has been bothering me for so long, Burry. You always had the way to know how I felt, but you didn't do anything about it. You know, I know it's wrong to expect other people to solve my problems for me. If I have issues, I should do something about them on my own. And I tried, I did, I couldn't, not on my own. And Burry, there were so many days when I was so overburdened, I still couldn't do anything but just try to keep it together and bear with it. But down inside, I always kept that quiet hope that you would still approach me on your own. If I could magically read your mood like you can bet your ass I would help you. So why didn't you? Is it because you knew I still had enough willpower to stay quiet and force through my issues? There was no point in still in the trouble, right? And you knew exactly how much I was still safely willing to suffer and stay stable. You were good at judging that. That used to be your job after all, right? Please stop. You peer into all those minds to judge how much further they could be pushed. You always wield your mind like a weapon and treat the lives of others like tools. There's no mind that can escape your judgment, no matter the species. You thought I was an open book to you too. You must have felt pretty stupid by getting your meticulous judgment shattered by this surprise crisis nobody could have predicted tonight, huh? You're wrong. No, you're wrong. You know what you're capable of. I wonder, what was going on in your head when you observed and judged me? Do you consider yourself a separate, keeping peace instead of little sacrifices, huh? I wonder, what was going on in your head when you observed and judged me? Do you consider yourself separate, keeping peace instead of little sacrifices, huh? I didn't want to think about you that way. I really believe you were a different person now. That was your friend, not a pawn. Luke, how do you even say something like that? But you don't know me as well as you thought after all, huh? You know what? I'm done taking all the blame. I've had enough of feeling like I'm the only person who really cares here. I don't even care whether we're even friends anymore or not. This is not how friendships should feel like. I'm done with you all, and I mean it. Come on, read me. See how I feel about you right now, Burry. I stand up and spread my arms while glaring down Burry with almost a snarl. My whole body is made of hatred, guilt, and frustration. Burry stares back at me, with his mouth ajar, his lips trembling. I wish I could feel him with empathy now. However, unfairly, that only works one way. I hate that. Come on, tell me. Am I being honest or not? What do I feel? I can't. Burry looks away and cowers. For such a huge guy, he appears so small to me. Come on, speak. Because if you don't, I will. Burry, from this day onwards, you and I are. I cannot read you with empathy, Luke. What? Stop lying. You say yourself that you can read any mind, any species. It's only a matter of time to get proper understanding. You have known me for years. Yes, even after all those years, yours still remains a mystery to me. No way. But you can't. Nobody can. Neither Woon, nor Max, nor anyone else instead of my knowledge. Like having a rug pulled from under my feet, the weight inside me dissipates into confusion of nothingness. I'm struggling to find any better on how I should feel right now. So I stubbornly grasp back at my anger and say, and what does that change, huh? Nothing. Even though I know it changes everything. Luke, I'm not in the very least surprised that you have been feeling this way. If anything, it brings me a degree of confidence to finally see you break. Because now I can finally see the limit of your strength. You are not a god. Of course I'm not. What the hell are you talking about? I'm just a guy. No, Luke, as you said, I have known you for years. I bore witness to all your miracles and blessings. you are anything but ordinary. You may feel like you are being alienated, and that is not incorrect. Those who do not know you feel you. Those of us who become your friends can still never fully understand you. Not the way a dog can understand another dog. It is hard to approach you with confidence when we can't rely on one of our most important senses. There's only one circumstance when I can read your emotions, and that is where I use your manner, where I widen my understanding of the truth. The way you think is vast, deep, unbelievably complex, like I had been asleep my whole life, and through your power, I could finally be awake, truly alive. And through that short use of it, my own mind changed forever. I became aware of things that eluded me all the time. If that was how you felt all the time, then that had to be the reason you could do all the things that nobody else could, not only to operate the ancient relics, but also save so many hearts that had lost their way. It was Teak. I thought Teak was the next one to be saved. His time's running short, I know it. I thought you had plans for him, just like you did with Wu and Max, with me. I can't believe what I'm hearing. At this point, I don't even know how I'm feeling anymore. I'm neither angry nor nervous, just dumbfounded. The sounds in the distance outside has ceased. No monster wars, no massive discharges, no calls to house, nothing. Has the dispatch squad dogs already been defeated, or those are first casualties of the night? How many more dogs are we going to lose tonight? If we are to survive at all? If I'm as great as Burry says, why can't I do anything about that? Burry has unrealistic expectations of me, like I'm supposed to have an answer to everything, but Burry, you say that like I've got my cert together, and like I'm here to guide you, but that's wrong. I'm nobody's bloody mentor. I'm as clueless and unsure as all of you are. I know. I get hurt, sad, discouraged, tired, just like everybody, except like you all, I don't even have anyone else to relate to. I know all that. Everything you say is absolutely correct. Even though I cannot read you with empathy, I still knew it was impossible for you to bear all that weight on your own, and I did nothing. I was lost most of my life, but at least I always pride myself in my knowledge and my ability to read people. My name held prestige in this country because of my wisdom. But you, Luke, you made me feel stupid. I watched you make the impossible happen time again, and I almost resigned to the fact that you were always going to be beyond the reach of my understanding. That I said just follow. But that was nothing but an excuse. You have hit the nail on the head, Luke. The truth was, I was overwhelmed by the lack of control over everything I could neither understand or change. Well, I promised myself that I will always stay by your side and dedicate all my being to supporting your dreams and ambitions. But as more people joined our ranks over the years, you had less and less need for me, master and filled their respective roles better than I could. And while your own responsibilities only grew, I could do nothing to alleviate that. I stayed with you in the tavern, yet you always seemed to be so far away. All my skills and knowledge were worthless. I became passive in my weakness, and I hurt you by that. I'm weak and dishonest. I failed you in so many ways. Well, understand if tonight bears witness to the end of our friendship, you certainly deserve better. But if this is the end, then allow me to at least voice out the words that have been queuing inside me, words I always wish one day I would be able to find the right way to share with you. My love for you is real. You are my savior and my closest friend. I cannot imagine my life without you. You, Luke, you showed me what life is. I wish you could see it as clear as I do. I wish I could save you, just like you had saved me. I wish I was not stupid. I wish I could ease your burden and not bring the relics so you wouldn't need to work so much. I wish I could understand you without words or magic. I wish I could truly share in your loneliness and sorrow so you wouldn't have to bear those burdens and solitude either. But I cannot, not the way I am, not the way I was born. Yet I cannot help but dream and desire and wish during all those sleepless nights. I wish. Don't say that. Please don't say it, Burry. I wish I was born human too, Luke. Burry, you really are stupid. Why the hell would you ever want to be such a weak, frail, overthinking mess? But what? For anything, I always wanted to be born a canine, Burry. That's what I think about every day, literally. No way. That's nonsense. You are blessed to be a human. We canines are dumb, cowardly, and we cannot achieve anything significant on our own. But at the same time, you are honest, trusting, and the friendliest people in the world. Plus, if you were a human, you wouldn't be so big, handsome, fluffy. And you know. No plot? No, I wasn't thinking about that. But also, yes, that too. And your sense of smell wouldn't be even as good as it is now. That is true. However, as a human, my eyes would see more clearly. My mind would be sharper than anyone else's. Lack of fur makes it easier for one to stay clean. I imagine the strong, vinegar-like smell of your flesh sweat makes a wonderful, natural fragrance. And I know I would look even more handsome as one of your kind, just like you are. It's hard to notice on his face, but the corners of his lips left up a little. Then he sighs. Listen, Luke, and listen closely. I'm grateful that you were born as you. All of us are. The fact that I allowed you to grow any doubts about that is my life's greatest failure. I cannot promise to become smart and get everything right overnight. However, I'm going to stop using your greatness as an excuse for my passiveness. Tonight I heard and understood you clearly. I want you to know that you are the dearest friend to me. And you will always have an ally in a big dumb me. If you give me another chance, I promise, this time I shall make you happy. I feel conflicted. I know I shouldn't be swayed by words so easily. There's no guarantee that anything is going to change for real. These are just words again. But, just like I found the courage to bare my heart for Burry, so did he for me. I know he is being honest with me. I want to trust him. I want to believe in him. For now, maybe that's enough. At least my hand out to rest it on top of his as a sign of friendly reassurance. But he moves his hand away. And he hugs me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can feel him trembling as he holds me in a strong embrace. I can feel wetness against my exposed cheeks. I don't know if it's his tears or mine or both. And all I feel now is relief and hope I haven't felt in many, many months. I let it all go. Everything is going to be better now. Then Burry starts trembling. He puts his hands on my shoulders and looks me in the eyes with great determination in his. Rest assured, Luke, I will never let you get hurt ever again. Not by Teak, not by anyone else. I know. So please, smile, Luke. I'll make it right for you. Burry, behind you! Suddenly a beast jumps through the hole in the ceiling, bearing its long, sharp yellow teeth at us. A massive horned beast with long dirty hair growing out from between its frost-covered scales. They are here. The monsters have reached shelter. Before I even have the chance to react, I watch my heart freeze in horror as Burry smiles. I know. He jumps right at the approaching beast. He grabs onto its giant, pointy fangs, stopping in its tracks and keeping the disgusting mouth open. The monster's dirty claw The clawed paw swipes just inches away from my face. I can feel how fiercely Burry's spirit burns in this desperate struggle against the beast. He growls and his muscles tense like steel cables. I can almost see his body glowing with rage. With me out of the reach of its twitching arms, the monster swoops its arms back to rake Burry's back, while he still keeps the big maw wide open. The claws make contact and droplets of Burry's blood sprinkle through the air as he jumps up, taking a wound to his calf instead of his back. Still keeping a firm hold on the monster's fangs even mid-jump, Burry makes half a twist with his whole body, as if to break the monster's neck. So the monster screeches and flails its limbs blindly with his head forcefully twisted by Burry. It strains, and the tendons on the creature's bare neck bulge with a spine doesn't break. On his jaw does. Then forcing an even further twist still mid-air, Burry makes his prey slip and fall on his back with a loud dull thud. Right when it does, Burry rests his knees on his exposed chest. The floor shakes and cracks when Burry smashes the monster's head against the hard bathroom tiles. Then immediately swings up with his right fist raising for a strike. It blurs and crackles with power. Eat this! The monster's desperate snarl outdoes Burry's growl and violence only for a split of a second when the saber-gnawed dog's fist bashes into his chest, breaking scales, skin, bone, and flesh. Then, almost as if time stops and a natural silence envelops the room, I get hit with a bone-throwing shockwave of magic. I watch the creature's whole body tensing, blowing with the dog's fist still stuck inside, veins across its whole body tense, then audibly pop under the thick skin, bones crumble. I see one of the legs of the monster submerged in vast water, oozing out black ichor. There are only two gooey holes left where his eyes used to be. It won't even twitch anymore. Wow. A food pun. Luke, Burry. Crap. We were so focused on diversion we missed that one slipping bite. Are you? Master runs into the bath in panic. When they see Burry pulling his fist out of the monster's chest, they freeze. Burry is usually calm and composed, but there's a fearsome warrior monk sleeping under that adorable layer of fur and fat. Wound is the strongest of us all, but even he respects Burry's true might. Oh crap, I feel sorry for that monster. Luke, are you okay? I'm fine, but Burry, your leg, it cut you. It is fine, Luke. It is shallow. As long as there is no scratch on you, it is fine, Luke. It is shallow. As long as there is no scratch on you, all is good. He said that as he washes his sticky hands in the bath water. The wound on his cow looks nasty, and Burry couldn't hide a limp, but it doesn't bleed anymore. He must have willed his body to close it. I know he can do that. Are we, is it okay for us to leave now, Luke? Got your pert talk out of the way? Took you a while. Luke, I'm so sorry about taking everything and pushing so much on you. I thought I was doing what you wanted, but I was wrong. I never wanted to hurt you. Ugh. Why the hell did you never talk to me about that other stuff with the wolf? I thought you didn't want us to interfere. I can never tell what you think, you dumbass. With Alan, what? Do you remember the day he stole from your room and then he threw a dagger at you when we chased him? You were angry at us for being rough with him about that after we caught him. Yeah, so we thought you didn't want us to act on your behalf in general. So you were teak. We thought you knew what you were doing now. Oh, damn it, the more I hear it, the more sense it makes to me why they were acting how they did. I really was wrong. I told them all those awful things, calling them uncaring jerks and bad friends. But they aren't for jerks. They aren't evil. They are just bloody stupid. My good, willing, idiot friends. And so am I. I'm often so lost in my own head that I forget that all of them do the same thing. Overthinking inside their own heads, interpreting interpreting the world with their lonely, limited perspectives, making wrong assumptions. I know that we can't all become smart and flawless overnight, but talking and clearing those misunderstandings is a good start. Too bad that innocent people had to get hurt for us to learn something so basic. I have so much to tell you, mate. If you're still not motivated enough after your long tour with Burry, then No, it's fine. Not now. There will be time for that later. Let's go now. I won't allow anyone else to lose their life tonight. Anyone else. And as I heard a squad of dogs charging at the monsters they fought, and then everything went quiet. Oh, that was our diversion. Don't worry, they were all alive by the time I disconnected. Huh? What does Woon mean by diversion? Disconnected. Wasn't he in the corridor the whole time? Ah, of course. Pet mentality. I can't stop laughing when I hear the howls and barks outside. I noticed the dogs from earlier. They are gone after all. If Woon was leading the diversion even remotely, then they must all still be safe. He smiles at me smugly while wagging his big fluffy tail. He's so proud. Just like you were giving all of yourself to shelter all this time, we didn't stand idly by, mate. We didn't stand idly by either, mate. You play on Tonto with strategies for various emergencies while most trusted comrades. We held regular meetings. Tonight's situation is unique. It is type and scale, but please believe in us. We believe in you. They will hold on as long as they can. If we hurry, we can still save everyone. You are not alone in this, Luke. Burry only smiles and looks at me expectantly. They weren't pushing everything on me. They couldn't do things only I was able to, but they actively looked for ways to contribute to shelter in their own ways. They are doing their best. I know some things have to change, and I'm actually glad I had that talk with Burry. Together we can figure out how to reach a bright future. But right now, I'm going to push one more time and do what I want. But right now I'm going to push one more time and yet again do what all I can do. Do you figure out how to open the door? No, sorry. I looked and tried, but there isn't much I can do with the power of. And my current sword isn't fit for cutting metal. It will break sooner than the door. In the end, we may need to go out through the hole after all, even though I really think that's a bad idea. We may not be able to defend ourselves when the monsters attack us on the wall. We may have one solution to the door problem, however. Max puts a small metal box in my hands. It's the bomb. Why is it still here? Woon. I'm sorry. I was so excited about today. I completely forgot to lock it in our vault. But that's good for us, right? This may be just what we need. It is enchanted with unguent amber, wherefore crocus. Correct? That type of magic can bring an explosion capable of melting metal. It could help us, but we cannot predict or control how vast of damage Shelter is going to suffer. Take that into consideration. Still, this is our best bet if we want to get out of here fast. We have spent enough time here already. Aside, Luke, we'll follow. Should we use the bomb? Guy, I'm so glad I put a pin that was so easy to remember. Now just to set the time. By default, it's set to 10 seconds. I'm starting to sweat thinking what would have happened if Woon didn't extend it with his random button pressing in the incident earlier this morning. Does half a minute countdown sound good? Oh boy, we're actually doing this. Sounds good. Set it and I'll take it from you. I change the time and press the confirm button. The bomb beats with heightened intensity, indicating the rapidly approaching detonation. Max grabs the box and sprints into the dark corridor. The sounds his steps and the beeping grow distant. He isn't gone for long, yet the seconds drag like minutes when he finally breaks when he finally wants back, he orders all of us to jump into the bath. We all do. We stay underwater for an excruciatingly long time. It's not half a minute yet. Did I say it wrong? Maybe it isn't a bomb after all. Well, suddenly a strong loud quake, audible even underwater, shakes through my whole body and pushes the air out of my lungs like a punch in my guts. But inside I swim back up for air. And as soon as I do, the purple tongue and magical flame singe my wet hair. The brightness blinds my eyes. I feel someone pulling at my leg, and I'm yet again submerged underwater, but this time with a lungs full of water swallowed in panic. I'm going to die. The seconds felt like minutes earlier than right now. They feel like lifetimes. I flare my limbs, fighting for my life. Finally, I'm pushed back up to the surface. I violently cough out a liter of water as soon as my head breaks to the air. It feels terrible. A primal fear of drowning that kept people alive since the beginning of time is kicking in with full force. It's the worst feeling ever. Damn, it really was a breath of crocus. Let's check out the door. Are you okay, Luke? Yeah. Never better. We get whatever pieces of equipment on the floor survive the flames. We finally leave the baths. I grab the black monster bone from my holding seal for protection. As we hope, the gate is obliterated, and so are the floor and the ceiling. The board cables and electronics flare with a sudden surge of magical energy, lighting the passage in a pale purple light. It felt like in the oven, but with my friend's superhuman acrobatics, we managed to pass to the other side with relatively little damage to their bare feet. Ouch. Are you okay, Burry? I was transported safely by room, but Burry is the least dexterous out of my friends. I heard a couple yelps from him when he burned himself on the way to the other side. I started to consider wearing shoes like you do, Luke. Yeah, the dogs usually walk on their bare feet even outside in the snow. I only know a handful of canines who choose to wear footwear, and that's considered essential in their culture. But we save a lot of time. We're ready to rumble now. Yeah. It's still bright enough here, but I know that it's going to be harder further inside. However, there's one thing I can do to see better. Canines can see well in dim light. Usually, Celtics relics work against magic users by constantly sucking out mana and ethereal form to power its own systems. However, Celtics down now, and mana can run freely. So I take a deep breath and observe the charge of a canine mana, but it spelled when he burned his feet just now. I feel the canine mana burning inside me. This is a lot of it, but I believe I can control it. This state of emergency, I feel my own spirit being more active. I let the mind spread across my body and enhance my senses. My senses of smell become sharper. My ears seem to catch more nuances in the surrounding sounds, and my eyes gain the ability to see in dim light. Okay, let's go. We run deep into shelter. The further we get, the more light from residual magic still lingering in the lamps help us navigate. It's just barely enough for us to navigate via canine dark vision, but mine won't last forever. We have to decide on our next course of action quickly. Finally, we reach crossroads. You should split out, right? That would be wise. Someone should go and activate the emergency power system. Take care of that, Max. You know exactly where everything is. In the gardens, it is vital that they stay protected from any stray monsters if they ever want to destroy our equipment there. Indeed, our very existence here depends on the safety of the gardens. As a defender of my own life. Thank you, and Rune. I'll take care of the monsters outside. Those who can't fight will be kept out of harm's way. Permission to access the treasure vault? Granted. Yeah, again, a distant noise breaks the silence. Then the following beastly shriek chills my bones and fills me with a sense of urgency. I put my hand on the spiky monster bone for reassurance. Are you going to be okay on your own, Luke? Yeah, I've always been. I know this place like the back of my hand. I don't know. I don't really want you to go on your own. I can take care of myself, no worries. It's not the first time. Take it. Max hands me the camera with the remaining Roland Manor portion. Good thing on his end to grab it on his way out. Please stay safe, Luke. You two, I will see you all again soon. Burry nods. The three dogs nod and stare at their respective corridor exits. They ready their weapons and psyching themselves up for the upcoming struggle. Despite the gravity of the situation, I don't sense any nervousness from them. My temporary canine empathy picks up on now powerful emotions. Excitement, determination, pride in themselves and their comrades, and something even more powerful in this dire circumstance that strips every soul's defenses down souls true unobscured emotions. I vaguely recognize this one specific desire that makes you feel I would gladly die for them if I have to. It's shared between all four of us. I don't want to name that emotion, but this is truly something worth living for. It makes me feel invincible. Your orders, Captain? I know everything is going to be fine now, tonight as well as through the future ahead of us. We will find a way to make everyone happy. Everyone. Protect Shelter. Everyone spreads and wanders into their respective corridors. I follow Max for a while until he eventually turns and jumps off the ledge to skip a couple of floors. Now I'm following on my own. I use the charge I cannot monitor to simultaneously aid my vision in the dark, as well as a scan for the presence of monsters. Their minds are chaotic, but strong in each spot. Shelter has been my home for years. There are many sections of this place we haven't unlocked yet, but I know every room and every corridor or whatever has been open to us so far. Whenever I hear or feel a monster, I have a pretty good idea where they are, and I know which turn to take to avoid them. Sometimes I come across closed gates, but I know that they aren't locked, and I can draw them open just enough to slip past. My Monster Bone Club aids me as a crude crowbar. There are a couple times when I feel one dangerously empty or I cannot monitor, but I manage to find enough lonely charges in the air to recharge. I feel nervous every time I do, because each spot, wits, and manner is accompanied by the scent of fresh canine blood. I see claw marks and broken or abandoned pieces of equipment. But luckily no bodies. They're all struggling to survive. How much more time can we afford to lose? I have to hurry as I pass a slightly jarred gate to our gym shelter. I observe the charge of canine miner floating there, as well as I continue running. Is someone crying? I swear I can hear whining somewhere. They aren't too far. Should I go check that out? Well, they need help. No, I shouldn't. I should just hurry up to the turret control tower and set the skies ablaze as soon as possible. That's the only way to really save anyone. Even if I find whoever is whining out there, there's no guarantee I'll be able to save them. They will pretty surely slow me down if they are hurt or too scared to stay on their own. Moreover, some monsters are known to lure their prey with mimicry. Even with canine empathy, it's hard to distinguish a monster's mind from a person overwhelmed with anguish. The moment I turn the corner, some tentacled abomination could snatch me and eat me alive, for all I know. Who knows, maybe that's why there are no bodies lying around. I know I should just keep going for the sake of everyone. Well, everyone except of that one poor guy, if it turns out it really is someone in need. Crap, what should I do? Damn it. I skid on the smooth metal floor as I make a sharp turn in the direction of the sounds. I simply can't ignore a sad dog. I squeeze the black bone club in my hands. If I see any suspicious movement, I avoid the strike. However, the closer I get to the source of the sounds, the clearer I pick up a certain familiar scent. I'm sure I know it, like a word at the tip of my tongue. Suddenly, the crying stopped. I don't even manage to turn the corner when suddenly a shadow rushes at me from behind it. Crap. I knew it was a trap, with my survival reflexes kicking in With heated desperation, I swing my weapon wide with all my strength. Baxter? Is that you, Baxter? I saw the club just a hair's width away from the scared bastard's temple. The black sharp spikes busting by the dog's short head fur before I dropped the bone on his shoulder. Don't do that. Almost. Damn it. Human, it's you. Are you the guy from the tavern? Yes, I am. I can't believe you remember me. You must be dealing with hundreds of patrons every day. Yeah, but you're a super cute and good boy. Hard not to remember you. The bastard wags his tail and looks away with a stupid smile. He's really easy to sway, huh? What a cute boy. Are you done? That's right. Eben, you have to help me. Damn it, I knew it. Bastard is in danger. It suddenly got dark and we looked for the exit and then a monster found us and I would never have my first kiss. Ooh. Quiet, please. Don't howl. You see, is he alive? He has to be. He ran and ran, but we ran, but we hit a closed gate, so we tried to open it, but by the time the monster called up to us, the gate was still so narrow only I could slip by. He pushed me out, but he couldn't come with me. He's a big boy. His biceps are as thick as my torso. They are really nice, his biceps. He's also hot and perfect, and that smile. You have to save him, please, human. Of course, we'll save him together. What? No, I can't. Wait, are you telling me to go rescue him for you on my own while you hide here? Yes. He's your friend. Are you really going to sit here and do nothing? I can't. I know what the monsters are capable of. I've seen people being hurt or worse. Yes, you know. And now you're going to let him do that to your friend too? You have a sword. You can fight for him. No, I can't. I'm weak. I'll only slow you down, please. Please, take my sword and help him. I tell him I take a deep breath. This is hopeless. I get frustrated even listening to him. Well, I understand him. It's easy to tell someone, don't be afraid, but in the end, we're all slaves to our emotions, not the other way around. Lucky for me, my stubbornness is stronger than fear. Stay safe. One I was trying back the bastard scent. That way I'll be able to reach the spot they separated. I don't have much time to waste here, but I can't just ignore a dog in need. This is all my fault after all. I'll see if he's alright or not. If he needs help, I'll help. If it's too late, well, I'll be on my way. The bastard took a winding route, and it takes me a bunch of turns and lost a canine amount of smell amplification the bat trap through the progressively weaker sense. Finally, I reached the spot. It's the entrance to the gym where I recharged on canine amount of last time. This is where I smell blood. Don't tell me he's our way. A noise. Is that a monster? I need to hurry. Should I go investigate in case the dog is still alive there? Or should I just scram before the monster gets me too? I can still change my mind. No, I can't. If there's a chance he's still alive, I need to help. I remember how big the great pair of these dogs are. I entered the gap in the gate and used my whole body to push it open just a little more. Just enough for a big dog to pass through. Crap, it's really heavy. I feel like it's moving though. But there seems to be some real blockers in this door. Help! He is still alive. And crap, he's in a pinch. I stopped wasting my time with the gate and wants to help. Let's hope that the gap will be wide enough for the dog to pass through. I entered a big wide hall with a smooth door. I entered a big white hall with a smooth door, with a smooth floor, and arrangement of seats by one of the walls. There were a piece of blood, a piece of food, and still smoldering embers from campfires. The calls for help and the sounds of clawing and monster shrieks come from the corridors leading deeper into the gym section. I take a deep breath and let my amplified sense of smell lead me through the dark corridors. Like a lone hound warrior, I follow the sense of blood and a monster's odor. I should take extra care to memorize the turns I'll be taking. It will be advantageous for me. It It would be advantageous for us to know the clear way back. Stopping to open a gate, even for a few seconds, could cost us our lives. The first crossroads was Celta's big red emblem paw painted neatly in the middle of the walkway. They ran left. I went through a room filled with different pieces of heavy workout equipment, barbells, dumbbells, as well as a bunch of elaborate machines with weights and metal strings. Some of them are damaged and tossed to the side. I noticed white scratch marks on the smooth floor and a first bloody handprint on the wall by the edges of white. I went through the next corridor with rows of small rooms on both sides. They have reinforced glass windows and a bunch of extremely complicated, mysterious equipment behind them. Big metal tables, horizontal tubes, and a wide bunch of screens and cables. The cabinets are filled with bottles and vials. They contain liquid and powders of unknown origin or use. Most of the equipment in the cellar is still beyond my understanding. Everything in these rooms in particular is something I fear I'd never comprehend even if I had the whole eternity to study. The sense don't stop here. They continue to the right past here. I can hear another shriek and a desperate call for help. I'm getting closer. I run through the next hall as fast as I can, trying to not catch my club and any loose cables lying around. It is a big, tall hall with a lot of space. This one is filled with junk as well. However, the equipment here is too big to be used by anyone. There are a few of the giant metal golem statues attached to wire frames and arrangement of cables. Some of the statues are nothing but torsos and heads. It's bizarre and confusing, which is better used to be a place of code to the ancients. I sometimes come here to think as well. There's something soothing about those metal giants and metal giant torsos. But not today. I went right past the guardian's room and followed the smells and calls for help as they grow closer. And then I know where they're heading. I noticed scary red and yellow warning signs. I jumped down the stairs to the SL5 only area, almost tripping down the steps. As a few more jumps and swinging myself by the metal safety ramps, I finally reached the lower floor. I went down the winded corridor, passing numbered locked metal doors on the way. The moment I reached the next crossroads, in a painful yelp, I can even feel the presence of fresh mind. I love it. They're here. I followed left and went towards a steadily growing sense of fury and mortal fear. There, pushed to a corner, a great Pyrenees dog struggles with all of his might to fend off an even greater monster with just a table. He doesn't even have the strength to call for help anymore. He only wails desperately, going against the stance of the beast's jaws, facing the fast approaching end of his life. Then the monster pounces with its massive body, snarling on top of the dog, now falling to the ground. The monster's on his jaw and neck tense like straining metal strings. Then it turns his head around, finally reacting to someone's fast approaching steps. Gah! Before he can react, a long, sharp spike of a club dips deep into his eye. A normal person would instinctively cover their face after a wound like that. They would be completely neutralized. The non-monster damaging only one eye won't stop it from snapping his jaws at me. They stink of rotting flesh inside me as his jaw tenses and the other eye locks on me. Sounds of scraping bones and wet squelch echo through the air when I jerk the club out of the beast's face. I jump back before it can close his jaws on my arm. However, it moves its head away and then tries to take a bite of me. I grab my mace at the middle of its limb and thrust it into the monster's maw, stopping it from biting. Run, get away! The dog scrambles from under the metal table and looks around for a way out. There's only one way, though. We're stuck at a dead end in front of one of the gates we couldn't open so far. The big white dog is in a pretty bad state. His side is bloody and he's out of breath. I have to get him out to safety as soon as possible. Lucky for him, the monster is focused on me now. Just me. It's a creature powerful enough to prey on canines who are always stronger than me. Physicality, yes. In a fair fight, absolutely. Right now, I can't afford to play fair when lives are on the line. Wins of liberty. Using the avian ability to negate gravity, I jumped high up to the ceiling right before the huge clawed paw scraped the spot in the floor I was standing at. Then it jumps after me with his maw or dagger sharp teeth wide open. It'll be able to reach me. It wish I had a charge of ungulate or feline monitor maybe finish it off, but unfortunately the nature of struggles with monsters is often dependent on fickle luck. Use whatever match I have available at the moment. I twist and sink my leg into the rodent holding seal through the ceiling. After making a few twists, my foot emerges with a big bottle of thin glass filled with transparent liquid. I kick the bottle of acid right at the fast approaching monster maw. The glass breaks over the beast's teeth and its face winces from its soft tissue burning. I followed with yet another twist and bashed the bottom of the big jaw with the blunt end of the club. The monster bashed its head against the ceiling at the same time I dropped back down. Come on, go. Pyrenees looked at me half impressed, half with the look of, how can I help? I would trust my reserves of canine mana and rush him to keep going. It let out a charge of sewing mana. Absorb it. Heal yourself. I can't. I don't know how. The monster falls back down to the floor with a thundering thud and bone-piercing shriek. I bought us some time, but it's not going to stay down forever. But I know how. If you do pet mentality with me, I can do it for you. I can't do that for just anyone. I'm sorry, human. Ugh. It's okay. Just go. I feel bad about wasting a good charge of sewing mana, but I can't even absorb it myself right now. I'm away in the middle of blame avian, rodent, and canine. It doesn't matter. We have to hurry up back upstairs to safety, through the same route I came here. We reached the first crossroads. Let's go. We went back through the long-winded corridor, leaving the thrashing monster behind us. For a moment, I wondered why the dog chose that particular dead end to run into. Maybe he didn't know that gate was something none of us has been able to open yet. When the shelter is online, it's even protected by a force field, completely untouchable. But it wasn't this time. With shelter down, the force field was disabled as well, and now I finally realized. There's a draft coming from that direction. Was the gate actually jarred open? I was too focused on finding to look there. If it was, then who opened it? The great Pyrenees? No, he didn't have enough time or the necessary tools. That's not just a simple gate that can be opened with bare hands. What could be on the other side? Is it still going to be open tomorrow for us to see? Every time we access a new sector and shelter, it brings us a new unthinkable miracle. You'll see tomorrow. So many questions. And none of them will matter if we won't manage to flee to safety. And hear the thrashing behind us, stars glowing closer again. Just around the time we reach the stairs. With the peculiar visits of avian mana, I managed to help the dog up the stairs a few dozen steps high, jumps at a time. He groans every time we do so. But he bears with it. Eventually I feel the world's gravity reclaiming its hold on me. Once again I trip and only the dog saved me by saving me from bashing my head against the metal. Are you okay, human? Yeah, just ran out of avian mana. I don't feel so good. But the monster catching up to us. Go, run, I'll be right behind you. I push the dog forward and urge him to hurry up, but by the time he reaches the top of the stairs, I already have my arms deep in the wall, making use of the remainder of the rodent mana. I toss steel clay jugs of slippery, flammable oil down the stairs, 1, 2, 3, then one more at the wall for good measure. I notice the figure of the monster at the bottom of the stairs is here. I feel the remainder of rodent mana charge running out and pushing my hand out of the wall, but I manage to grab one last thing, a chunk of flint. Back off or burn. I raised a flint. I realized I forgot to take out a metal striker for it. The monster tilts its head in creepy curiosity while I struggled and failed to produce sparks by bashing the stone against my mace. And then I just tossed the flint at a single glowing eye down below and scram. The monster shrieks and continues to chase. In the end, I couldn't put it on fire, but the oil is still going to buy us a little time. I hear the monster flailing its limbs over the slippery surface and bashing down a few steps. With its long claws, it won't take it forever to get enough grip and climb all the way up. We have to use all this time as best we can. I catch up to the hurt dog just in time. He reaches the next crossroads. I grab him around his waist for support and lead us. We run through the hall of the Metal Guardians. I know the poor dog pushes himself way past his limits, but his will of survival is strong. He left off all the limiters of his body. His mind probably subdues the pain too. However, that's extremely damaging to his body. I can see the blood stain on his side growing wider. Thank you for saving me. Of course, I heard you were in a pen, so I couldn't just leave you alone. I hope Sorrow fled to safety. If anything happened to him, he's safe. He was the one who asked me to look for you. Really? He was too scared to come with me. Yeah, he is a bit of a coward, but I don't mind. He's a good boy. After we leave the Metal Guardian's hall, the sounds behind us start growing closer again. The monster must have climbed all the way up by now. No time to waste. On this next crossroads, we need to go. We keep running through the corridors with the glass of windows and mysterious office rooms. I'm getting seriously out of breath too, but we don't even talk anymore. Just when we're about to leave this section, the monster appears at the other end of the corridor behind us. It slips and bashes against the wall. It jumps over the wall in a mad chase, but slippery paws fall off the reinforced glass windows, and it falls on the side. We turn around the corner and summon the remainder of our strength to run faster. It's going to catch up to us soon. Next crossroads, let's go. Every time we turn a corner, we hear the monster just behind the last one. We can't outrun it. The confrontation is inevitable. Go, go! I'll be right behind you. The dog runs between the heavy workout equipment while I skulk around the corner for an ambush with the club in my hands. No more than a few seconds pass before I can feel the floor trembling with the monster's steps. I let out a furious battle sound as I swing my spiky bone mace. Right to the monster's other eye, yes. However, I can't avoid one. The monster's soul is thrashing in pain, and I'm bashed into the wall so hard I lose my breath. The mace handle slips off my hands. But it doesn't matter. It's stuck in the monster's eye socket, blinding the damn creature. Now I only need to crap. I absorb and instantly burn the freshly released charge of my avian mine as I jump away before the monster can strap my face off with its claws. How can it still aim so well? By smell? No. I can see a bright glint in its other socket. The eye I destroyed earlier is regenerating already. That's too fast. No. I can see a bright glint in the... But of course, after all, I feel a charge of sodium minor released downstairs. If it has a sodium nature, then of course it can heal its own wounds. In that case, I have to wound it well enough to buy us enough time to escape. We're almost out. Just a little further. I roll between the heavy workout machines. The monster's jaw snapped at the spot I was at just a fraction of a second ago. The beast chases me, knocking down weights and heavy metal seats with the loudness of a crashing building as I keep jumping away in my avian anti-gravity state, until I trip and bash against a stand with steel barbell plates. I hiss in pain with one of the bigger ones tips over and hits me in the shoulder, and a monster. It jumps over the last machines, dividing me from it, and opens its mouth to finally take a bite of me. My coat whips, and my side burns from its piercing, sharp, yellow teeth. But just before it can actually close its jaw on me, I jump up with all the strength in my legs, all the way up to the ceiling. With two steel barbell plates in my hands, 35 kilograms each. Shouting like a maniac, I jumped down from the ceiling for extra momentum and tossed the plates at the monster's neck and shoulder just in time for the world's gravity kick into them before they hit. Bones crack and the beast's shriek outdoes my own shout. I quickly grab and reclaim my bone club, then make a long, stylish backflip retreat towards the corridors. However, I start feeling disoriented and sick right before I land. I fall and skid over the smooth floor and hit my back against the wall. Crap! I've been using too much foreign miners' racial abilities one after another. My side hurts from the monster's wound, but I can't keep it together. It's gonna get nasty. Hold on. Please, open your eyes. Come on, I beg you. My heart races in desperation and hope I have not felt in years. He is not any of the souls I have been searching for, yet he is here in my arms. I shake him over and over. I call out to him, anything to bring out that last spark of life back. But he is cold and lifeless. I cannot feel his mana. There is no soul to rescue anymore. Oh no. I feel all my strength seeping out of me. I hit my head down and feel the grief washing over. In the end, all I can do is cry alone, surrounded by death. What was I even hoping for? If I held him, that would not undo my sins. That would not put my brothers to rest. None of that can be undone. I cannot do anything. I know nothing. I have brought nothing but suffering to this world. How could I so shamelessly think these hands could ever save anything? I cannot do this any longer. I have always known my mission was hopeless. All these years wandering these lands in search of my brothers, but nothing but yet another act of selflessness. I shall not bear another day of fooling myself. There is nothing more to be gained by avoiding the truth. The truth. Yes. I cannot fight the world. It is finally time for me to open my eyes and join them. Show my brothers and the truth. Yes, the truth. Yes, this world, truly, is hell. Hey. What is this? Is something touching my face? I look at the face of the person in my arms. He looks back at me, those beautiful eyes. He is alive. He tries to say something. Yes, please, speak to me. Do not fall asleep. I turn and run through the snow as fast as I possibly can. Like if a whole pack of monsters chase my trail. My heart beats so hard I can almost hear it. I cannot believe this. How? How can he still be alive? I have a shelter nearby with fire and food. Just hold on a little longer and we'll get there. Then I finally see it. Is it true? I cannot feel any familiar minor activity, but there is definitely something within him. It is not one of the six. He is something entirely different, not a monster either. He is a miracle. Thank you. Thank you for being alive. That's correct. I indeed truly know nothing. This may very well be the single most important discovery in my whole life. But no, he is not a specimen. I am not going to desecrate yet another soul in pursuit of vain knowledge. No more. I do not care who you are or where you hail from. I swear to you that I will not let your heart cease its beating any longer than mine does. Yes, I have always forsaken my soul. Whatever happens next, the end of my life, the end of my own world, inevitably comes afterwards. But if this one soul, but if this one single soul can be saved, I will. If there is still more to the truth of this world, I will. Then let me selflessly do something good for once in my damn life. I will show you I can give life too. Who am I? What is that? I see. Is that what I've been hearing about skies ablaze all this time? Seeing other people's memories like my own? That's wow. What state is the cannon in right now, exactly? This is not the natural state of mana. It's unstable, burning, and leaking out. We have to fix it as soon as possible. But more importantly, well, I feel like such a massive jackass for telling all that awful stuff to Burry earlier. I have to probably apologize next time I see him. Are you awake, human? Yeah. Are we back to safety yet? How long was I asleep? Not long. A few seconds. Which way was it now? Left, right, straight. I don't remember. Ooh. What? Opened my eyes to complete darkness. I did let go of any foreign mana when I lost consciousness. After all, I can't see in dim light without canine mana. I'm still lying on the floor. I think the pair of knees drag me through the corridors by my foot. I get up and hold my hand. He puts my mace in the other one. We have to hurry. I can still hear the monster thrashing somewhere in the hall behind us. It was... We run as fast as we can in our current state. Be blind in the dark, him bleeding out and gasping and exhausted. I see red glimmers in the distance as the campfire embers. We are back to the entrance hall. The gate, quick! It won't take the monster long before it regenerates and catches up to us. We have to escape before it does. We get to the metal gate. I can pass through it easily, but I imagine the Pyrenees still needs a bit more space. I'm not exactly sure. The coals don't share enough light for me to see. Will you fit? I'm not getting a reply on a tired yell of anguish and painful cry when he pushes against the side of the gate with all his might. I slip in the gap and push with my whole body. Come on, move. The thuds of heavy steps grow closer. The sounds of claws scratching against metal fill us with desperate urgency. Even more so when I start hearing more noise coming from the opposite end of the hall, and another in the ceiling air vents if they all come here. Damn it. Why doesn't it budge? Please. I can hear the sound of steadily dripping blood by the dog's feet. He's forcing himself too hard in this state. Something's blocking it. I don't know what. I feel my heart beating itself out of my chest when I notice the white glint of the monster eye in the distance. It bobs its head chaotically while closing onto us. Its bones are still unknown. Its bones are still broken. What shall I do? What shall I do? The dog by my side stops his heaving, and I hear him wrestling against the gate. Has he given up? No, we can't. We've come this far. I'm not going to let our effort go to waste. I squeeze my mace in my hand and take a step towards the white glimmer. We're yet again forced in a corner. No choice but to fight. But then a new pair of eyes emerges from the corridor to the opposite side. Oh no. I can't fight two monsters at the same time, not without any minor or the element of surprise in a wide open hall. How am I going to do that? He charges at us. The white glints draw closer with furious snarls. I can't. It's impossible for me to take two monsters at the same time. The way I'm now. Not on my own. Not alone. Wound. Max. Burry. Cheek. Anyone, please. It's okay, Luke. It's fine. I feel a strong hand grabbing me by the shoulder and pulling back. I can't see the dog in the darkness, but I feel his breath on my cheek as well as the wetness of blood of his blood on his side. Thank you for doing so much for me. It's thanks to you that I could learn happiness and hope. When you see sorrow, please pass him this. I want to say something, object, but I'm silenced by a gentle peck on my lips. Then, despite my silence and struggling, Baxter forcefully throws me past the gate with the last of his strength. Had to keep going. So, unfortunately, it looks like Baxter lost his life. You know Baxter, if you're not familiar with Baxter, he is the great Pyrenees that Sorrow, the bastard, is in love with. And the great Pyrenees is in love with him, but neither of them are too scared to reveal their love to each other. So, by the sound of it, looks like he lost his life. Fortunately, it looks like Luke will have to tell Sorrow what happened to his lover. So, both Burry and Luke had their talk, and they were able to get all their emotions, give their emotions out, let all their emotions out, their anger, their frustrations, their disappointments out, and it's just an opportunity for them to let all of it out before they can really discuss everything, such as the fact that Luke all this time, he knew that all the dogs really didn't completely consider him part of their society or shelter, but he kept ignoring it and thought that despite his fears that it wasn't true. And it was an opportunity for him to release all his frustrations about all that. And he really thought his friends preferred Teak over him, because every time they see Teak berating and bullying Luke, they just either did help or made light of it. But it's become clear now that the reason why they haven't been getting themselves involved with Teak and the way he treats Luke is because Luke quite often tells his friends to back off. Whenever they try to defend him or try to help him, he keeps telling them that he can do it, that he doesn't need their help, and that they should not, get involved, that they should just back off, But, what I mean, he didn't say back off exactly, but basically he told them not to get involved. I think with Alan, the dogs, Alan stole something from Luke, and the dogs, both Burry and Rune, were about to attack Alan, but Luke went their way and told him to stay away, that he saw something in Alan that could be good, he didn't think Alan was a bad person. So certainly if Luke didn't have a habit of telling his friends to stop, they would defend him more against Teak, and he wouldn't feel quite as bad as he is right now. He wouldn't. His time would. All his time at Cellar would be as bad if he just let his friends back him up and defend him. So certainly, if he just let his friends defend him, he wouldn't have been as traumatized through Teak as he is now. I mean, they probably would have, I'm sure they would have told Teak much sooner to stop treating Luke so poorly. But because Luke often told them to stop, they felt that, well, they didn't want to upset Luke by getting involved, so they decided to stay away. So next time we'll continue with the whole monster scene, Luke trying to get to the turret. I think that's where he's trying to go, to the turret. And that's all I have to say for Shelter for now. All the information for Shelter is in the description box below. Go to Patreon, where you can watch new updates a month before they become public. By doing that, you're also supporting the game. You can also go to the Twitter account, the game's Twitter account, where you can look at the progress of the game and get updated, or when the dates for the public updates will come out. So that's all for now on Shelter. Thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.